If you're interested in both long and short versions of stories from Chicago, make sure to subscribe to my other channel, Historical Event 36. Go subscribe right now so you don't miss out. On that channel, I'll be regularly uploading fascinating crime stories from Chicago, Texas, Los Angeles, and New Orleans, 2 videos at a time. These will include stories about GD, BDs, Bloods, Crips, Black P Stones, and many other gang members. It's over with Herbo. It looks like Herb just booked his ticket. First class to the feds along with Big Op and whoever else green-lighted that hit. Federal nightmares when Big Herbo but turned themselves to the feds. Damn, NLMB became like Never Leave My Brother Alive. Snake activity. Even if Muskegon G Fabe don't get charged with the murder, he has the attempted murder for the guy who is running way. It looked like Big Op was the one pulling the bag. I think G Fabe came to kill and J Dogg's people was going for his own shot when he realized what was going on. Big Op made sure he wasn't getting his tools out quick enough by grabbing the bag, so Fabe could do what he did. J Dogg showed major respect to G Fazo.
They know who the real is. They know I'm from Fazo land. I've been out here for a lot of you little niggas. Y'all bapping.
G Fazo's brother, G Fabe, then turned around and killed him. That's wild. How do you backdoor someone who had nothing but love and respect for your brother? There's got to be more to that situation. He could have just fought J Dogg. He looked way bigger and stronger than him. Why shoot him in the back? J Dogg just encouraged G Herbo to do what he was saying. Stay out the hood, especially when you're separating yourself already. I don't get it.
I'm gonna hang out with my family, bro. Facts. And you want to be for secret, we gonna put out a real thing right there. Much like, you be talking, you everybody be you gonna keep it real. I've been outside of this 011 on the block. And before that, my family and daddy and mama and uncles and them is from Ted Town. Like, let's be for real, boy. Stop bapping. You bapping for the dead, boy. You really bapping for the dead. And then you got other niggas. All I said is, don't come back in the hood. We don't want you around. You say you don't with us, we don't gotta with you, Swerve, bro. And you ride like you in the city, you whatever you doing, bro. I'm at the same hood, the same spot you just brought Sexy Red and 49. I'm out here. Stop bapping. What other hood I gonna hang out at? Come on, man. That's something y'all did. Y'all was hanging out with all these. Not J Dogg. J Dogg be in Terrytown, bro. On the gang. On the east side of Chicago. Love me on the east side. On the gang. You make your video, you want to troll, come back, you ain't got really too much to say, but you swear out this and that, like, you feel me?
You have different parties of people breaking up and, doing their own thing. 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s and shit ones, just branching, doing their own thing. And it was really, I guess, the money played a part.
Did you ever have like any type of communication with her when you was in jail? He ever put some money on your books?
Yeah, I think he gave Cairo He gave Cairo like $100. First with the jail.
Shit,
first went to the joint. Yeah, he gave Cairo like $100 when I first went to the joint. You look, and I'm gonna try to send you that back when you unblock me or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, though, he sent me $100.
Yeah, I ain't know that.
I'm a rapper, so I can do it now. Y'all don't want to play with the internet? I'm a rapper. I can play with the internet. No boy.
You run up behind me, boy. Hey, boy, you run up behind me like that.
Doing all that wolfing, doing all that. Breaking the bones on Lil White. Breaking the bones. Breaking the bones on Cal, nigga. Yo, bitch ain't never did shit, nigga. Really beat the out you, son. And spit on you. Don't do that. Hey, Migo. Spit on you, spit on your kids. Don't ask me none about no 150 dream team, man. Cap here. 50 J's.
You doing it?
I see Bucko.
I'm cutting all ties from that shit. I don't care what you think about me. You can call me a bitch nigga 100 million times.
Yes.
I don't care. Like I ain't I'm not even gonna feed into it. And you think I ain't had to have them uncomfortable conversations? You think told me I done left the hood and forgot about the hood and I don't take care of this and I ain't the one bonding out no more and paying for funerals. It's like, how many times I'm supposed to do for that shit? Do that shit. Like, what y'all want nigga to catch a Rico every time you go to jail for a gun charge, a violent charge?
Coming.
I'm the one coming. Like, I'm the concierge or some shit.
Never.
No,
like, never ever.
Yeah, like, and when I understood it that way, I'm like, bro, I gotta just go cold turkey. Like,
Oh, yeah, no question. No, that wasn't nothing.
Just can't even come around me claiming GD joints. I ain't going about.
I don't get no fuck you coming up.
You can't even come around when you claiming that shit, man.
So he smoked his own. Cousin like G Fazo got smoked by his own uncle. G Fazo was a member of a NLMB, and he's cool with some member of STL. He was killed in 2010 by his uncle over a dice game. That whole family messed up. I wonder why they all point fingers at G Herbo when Bibby and his brother the main money and businessmen and bank behind it all. But shooting two switches at the same time in commission of a crime on camera is insane. He thought he was in a movie. The only thing this is doing is bringing more police for no limit. And maybe G Herbo said he's not a part of anything because he knows he's being watched, just like Dirk did before he was arrested. Muskegon boys G Fabe. You get some people say feds charged him with murder, but they didn't. They charged him with possession of ammunition, because that's a slam dunk charge. They go and hold off on the murder because the feds don't just charge you with murder unless it's connected to a RICO or murder for hire. They charged him ammunition to hold him. They will get him for murder later. But isn't that, if a person is shot in the back, there's no self-defense. You shoot a person running away from you, there is no self-defense. If it's a picture of him pointing blick at him while JDog running away, then that's self-defense shit out of here. You can't create a provocative situation, then claim self-defense after you and the group you're with provoke the victim to reach for a weapon in their own self-defense. If a person is running away, it's damn near a zero chance the shooter can justify continuing to shoot. RICO incoming. Clearly wasn't self-defense if JDog was running away. He's no longer a threat at that point. 6 bullets in the back can't be no self-defense. They reported on the news. Both victims were found with guns on them. Illinois' mutual combat defense might take place if there's a threat after the fight that he could have been attempting to reach for something in the bag. Even while running away, a grand jury or jury would still consider it if they consider it for suspects, police being chased with weapons. The threat that him reaching in the bag and turning around at any time can cause reasonable doubt. Would you risk it if you're struggling over the bag and someone tries to create distance after a physical altercation? Exactly. You're not sure if you were in their shoes and in the moment after someone already has posts threatening Herb and his side online. Disproportionate self-defense either way, they'd still fry him in court typically. You're usually not allowed to just while out with 2 guns like that. How many shots was let off? Also, if your back is turned and you're running away, they don't like to call it self-defense anymore. A lot of rules to make it harder to defend yourself that the same police don't abide by and get away with. Let's just assume at least he go and get that manslaughter and attempt homicide, because he shot at somebody running away who wasn't a threat. But even with that, and then gun charges, they still go and smoke him with 20 to 30 years. But now, a person can still be a threat as they're running away. People have shot and killed people while running. They fire back over their shoulder, they turn back around and fire. They just getting all the info together. He already was on pre-trail. He definitely getting charged. Plus, he in the feds. The state probably solved the case, given them all info, or gone let him finish his fed situation, and state gone, pick up murder. He had 2 guns. that mean he was shooting the other guy while the other guy was running. And that's some cold stuff. If you can do that to people, you know what can you do to a person? You don't know AI. Advise every youngster out there to be your own provider. Don't deal with no gang. You don't need no help. All you need is me, myself, and I to stand strong on my 10 toes. Stand up for me and put some work in for my community. Show some unity in your community. NLMB equals no longer my boys. It's either No Limit or Muskegon Boys. Now it's No Limit. Drench Gang. Muskegon Boys, Boss Gang. NLMB. Shorty Mob. Too much shit to be in harmony. It's sad, make no sense. They at war with they self and ops. JDog wasn't begging no jealous. Point was clearly missed. Comprehension is something. JDog made it clear what he was upset about. He wasn't hating, he wasn't taking shots at Herb. Jit, he was yelling out the block, but never out there. He never put in the work he'd be yelling out on these songs. That's what he was upset about. This is why once G Herbo talked some about NLMB, Essex JDog was quicker to call out all them G Herbo and them folks who use NLMB No Limit clout without putting the work in the trenches of Kingston and Essex. When JDog was alive, he had a way of speaking that could cut through all the noise. He didn't sugarcoat things, didn't fake who he was, and didn't speak to please anybody. What came out of his mouth was how he felt, raw, honest, and unfiltered. People respected that about him, even if they didn't always agree with what he said. JDog kept it real to the last day. There's been a lot of talk since his passing. Some folks say he should have never gone against G Herbo, one of the biggest names to come out of their side. But what many outsiders don't know, or choose to forget, is that JDog wasn't just some random guy trying to start drama. He was part of that foundation. From day one, JDog had been putting in serious work in the streets. He was one of those people who helped build the name No Limit, NLMB, into what it became. He was out there when it was rough, before there was fame, before the spotlight, before anyone had record deals or money in their pocket. JDog lived that life fully. He was wild, unpredictable, and deeply involved in the streets. The kind of life he lived came with consequences, and eventually, the law caught up with him. He spent time in prison, paying the price for the choices he made. But those experiences didn't break him. If anything, they made him speak even louder about how he saw things, about loyalty, respect, and what it really meant to represent your block. When JDog came home, he looked around and realized the streets had changed, but the pain hadn't. He felt like G Herbo. Someone who had come from the same place was portraying a life in his music that didn't match what the people still living it were going through. JDog believed that G Herbo talked tough about sliding, about the block, about the struggles and the loss. But when it came to actually standing with the people who lived that reality, he wasn't there anymore. To JDog, it wasn't even about jealousy. It was about principle. He felt that if you're going to use the name No Limit, if you're going to rap about the hood and make songs about the pain of the people you came up with, then you should be showing love back to the same streets that raised you. He saw G Herbo talking about NLMB, about No Limit, about fallen soldiers like G Fazo, Simo, Jacoby, also known as Kobe, and Vito, all names that meant something deep in their circle. But JDog couldn't understand why, after all that loss, the neighborhood still looked the same, and the same young dudes were still risking their lives with nothing to show for it. From his point of view, G Herbo had been there from the very beginning. He'd seen the pain, the funerals, the mothers crying. He'd witnessed how hard it was just to survive one more summer on the east side. So to JDog, it didn't make sense that someone who made it out would not invest back into the people still trapped in that cycle. It wasn't just about money. It was about acknowledgement, about loyalty. JDog would talk about how he'd see the same old blocks, Essex, Kingston, the same corners, the same faces, still in the same war. The same guys were holding it down, getting shot at, catching strays, trying to make a living however they could. Meanwhile, G Herbo was living in Atlanta, in Los Angeles, making music, enjoying the success that came from telling their stories. JDog didn't hate that. He was proud to see someone from their hood make it big. But he felt like the story was incomplete. like the people who were really in the field were left behind, while the world celebrated a version of the struggle that had become entertainment. That's what hurt him most. He didn't want fame, he wanted fairness. He wanted recognition for the people who never had a chance to leave. He wanted the guys who were still 10 toes down, still fighting daily battles, to be seen and supported. But not everyone saw things his way. On the other side, G Herbo had his own perspective. To him, things might have been more complicated. He had family, cousins like Big Op and others who stood by him. Some believed J Dogg was stirring up unnecessary conflict, that he was letting emotions from the past cloud his judgment. That divide created a lot of tension in their circle. Real pain, real distance between people who once called each other brothers. When J Dogg got out of prison, he spoke with a heavy heart. He was open about how disappointed he was with what he came back to. He wasn't trying to start trouble. He was trying to find peace, to rebuild, to be heard. But instead, he found a world where people he once trusted didn't trust him anymore. And before he could truly make things right, his life was taken. It's one of the saddest parts of the story. A man who had already paid his dues, who just wanted to be understood, lost his life before he could even catch his breath. J Dogg was shot 6 times. At first, rumors spread that he was in critical condition, that maybe he'd pull through. But the way he was hit, 6 bullets to the back, made it nearly impossible for him to survive. He passed away at just 27 years old, in the same neighborhood he fought so hard to represent. Rest in peace to J Dogg, a soldier of NLMB gone too soon. Condolences to his family, his friends, and everyone who truly knew his story beyond the internet headlines. After his death, many started reflecting on what he had been saying. Maybe his words weren't meant as hate, maybe they were cries for help. He used to say that every time G Herbo rapped about the ops, about KTS, Black Mob, and Lakeside, it wasn't G Herbo who had to face the consequences. The ops didn't slide to Atlanta or Beverly Hills. They came back to the same blocks where J Dogg, EBKJuvie, and others were still standing. They were the ones catching bullets meant for someone else's lyrics. That was the cycle J Dogg wanted people to understand. How fame can protect one man but put 10 others at risk. Every time the music stirred the pot, it made the streets even hotter for the ones who couldn't leave. J Dogg believed that if G Herbo was going to keep speaking on that life, he should have been helping those still living it, whether through financial help, protection, or simply guidance for the young ones trying to survive. At the heart of it all, J Dogg wasn't just angry. He was hurt by betrayal, by neglect, by the way the streets eat their own, and how fame can divide a family that once fought side by side. His story is more than street politics. It's a reflection of how complicated loyalty becomes when survival and success collide. In the end, J Dogg's life reminds us of something deeper, that behind every rap lyric, every hood story, there are real people still living that pain. His voice may have been silenced, but his message about loyalty, respect, and truth and representation still echoes through the streets he called home. There are many lessons we can draw from this story. This story surrounding G Herbo, J Dogg, NLMB. The first lesson: fame doesn't erase the streets, it only changes the view. When someone rises from the trenches and gains success, it's easy to think they've escaped. But the streets don't forget who came from them. Fame may take a man out of the hood, but it doesn't take the hood out of how people remember him. G Herbo became a voice for his neighborhood. He carried the name No Limit on his back in his music. But fame created a distance. To those still stuck in the struggle, it felt like he left them behind. J Dogg, who had been there from the start, saw this as betrayal. To him, Herbo was profiting from their pain, while the same blocks, the same faces, and the same gunfire remained. The lesson here is this: success is not about escaping your environment, it's about uplifting it. When you speak for the streets, you owe them truth, respect, and help. Fame should build bridges, not burn them. The second lesson: loyalty without direction leads to destruction. For years, the phrase "never leave my brother" represented unbreakable unity, but somewhere along the way, it turned into "never leave my brother alive." What was once a symbol of love became a curse. Brothers began turning on brothers. The bond that used to protect them became the very reason for their downfall. G Fazo, G Fabe, J Dogg, all names tied by loyalty, yet all fell to betrayal. When loyalty loses its purpose and becomes blind following, it destroys instead of builds. The lesson here is, loyalty only has value when it's guided by love, growth, and vision. Without purpose, loyalty is just another weapon waiting to be turned against you. The third lesson, the streets have no winners. In the end, nobody truly wins. J Dogg lost his life. G Fabe faces federal time. Families mourn, friends turn enemies, and neighborhoods become crime scenes. Even the ones who survive are haunted by paranoia, loss, and guilt. Every war leaves scars, and when the war is against your own people, those scars never heal. The lesson here is, the streets promise power but deliver pain. There's no real victory in violence, only survival, and even that comes at a cost. The fourth lesson, unhealed pain becomes poison. J Dogg wasn't just angry, he was hurt. Hurt by betrayal, by neglect, by feeling invisible. The anger that burned inside him was the voice of someone who wanted to be understood but never was. He carried years of pain, incarceration, and disappointment, and when that pain went unheard, it turned into bitterness. His story shows how trauma, when ignored, eats away at everything around it. The lesson here is, if you don't heal from your pain, you'll end up passing it on. Healing is harder than hate, but it's the only thing that can break the cycle. The fifth lesson, art imitates life, but life pays the price. J Dogg once said the ops don't come for the rappers living in mansions, they come for the ones still standing on the same corners. When an artist speaks about real-life conflicts, those words echo in the streets. For every song that glorifies violence, there's someone in the trenches who faces the consequences of those lyrics. The fame, the views, the success, they all come at the cost of someone's reality. The lesson here is, words have power. Music can heal or it can harm. If you profit from your community's pain, you also carry the duty to protect the people still living in it. The sixth lesson, money doesn't buy morality. It's easy to believe that success excuses everything, but money can't replace morals, and fame doesn't fix character. J Dogg didn't want G Herbo's fame. He wanted fairness. He wanted acknowledgement. He wanted to see those who made it out come back to help rebuild. The lesson here is, success is empty if it doesn't feed the same soil that raised you. Wealth should be used to plant seeds, not separate you from your roots. The seventh lesson, pride turns brothers into enemies. What started as a difference of opinion became a deadly conflict. J Dogg's pride wouldn't let him stay silent. G Herbo's pride wouldn't let him respond softly. In the middle of that pride, communication died, and once the talking stops, bullets start flying. The streets are filled with men who died because neither side wanted to back down first. The lesson here is, pride kills more men than poverty ever will. Humility, understanding, and conversation could save more lives than any weapon ever could. The eighth lesson, the law always comes, even if it's late. People often believe they can outsmart the system, that if they move carefully or keep quiet, the feds won't notice. But the system watches patiently. It builds cases piece by piece until one small charge, like ammunition possession, becomes the doorway to a murder indictment. The lesson here is, the streets might forgive, but the law never does. The smartest move isn't hiding, it's changing. The government doesn't forget, and the streets don't protect anyone forever. The ninth lesson, the cycle must be broken or it will break you. From G Fazo being killed by his own uncle, to J Dogg losing his life to someone from the same circle, it's the same story on repeat. Generation after generation trapped in pain, retaliation, and revenge. Each death creates another reason for someone else to pick up a gun. The story continues because no one says it stops here. The lesson here is, breaking the cycle means having the courage to walk away. It means choosing peace even when you've been taught to fight. It means understanding that survival doesn't mean standing on the block. It means outgrowing it. The 10th lesson, community over chaos. At the heart of everything is the tragedy of division. Too many sets, too many crews, too many cliques, No Limit, Muskegon Boys, Drench Gang, Boss Gang, Shorty Mob. Once they were all one. Now, they war among themselves, while outsiders watch the empire collapse. A neighborhood once built on unity became a battlefield of ego and distrust. The lesson here is, real strength is in community, not chaos. The greatest revolution is building peace where destruction was expected. If you want to be powerful, bring your people together, not tear them apart. My final thought, J Dogg's story and the entire tragedy surrounding NLMB is not just another street tale. It's a mirror held up to our generation. It shows how quickly love turns to hate, how easily loyalty fades, and how pain can echo through bloodlines. At its core, this story is about choices. The choice to grow or stay stuck, to forgive or retaliate, to heal or hurt. J Dogg wanted to be heard, and even though his voice was silenced, the message he left behind still speaks. If you love your people, protect them, not with guns, but with guidance. If you make it out, don't forget where you came from, but don't die trying to prove you belong there. If you've lost someone, don't let their death become another reason for more death. Let it be the reason you change. In the end, this isn't about Herbo, J Dogg, or NLMB. It's about what happens when pain becomes normal and love becomes war. And until someone decides to break that cycle, the story will keep repeating.
The whole story broke down, make you want to cry. Like, y'all don't even understand. Like, where's this store at? Where is it at? The store, the green store bandit. Like, what the like, you getting all this money, you talk about this shit. Like, this what you live. Fazo, like, this is NLMB. Y'all getting all this money. It's still bandit cribs and shit that they get built out here. This is terrible. The same crib for 20 years I used to stand on is still bandit. When we shot the fake in the gangway right here on Escadaba. Yeah, you know that. See what I'm saying? You were Ken with Alicia. They know who the real is. They know I'm from Fabe land. This is I've been out here for a lot of you little niggas. Y'all bapping. Come on, man. This is the rock dad, y'all. Like, look at this rock dad right here. See this shit? Like, damn, Herbo, you gonna come? This is your man dad at. Like, no bullshit. Rock dad in front of the store. We can't even go in this bitch. Got liquor, do nothing. Like, this is same night for exes, bro. Like, we can't be on our block, bro. Like, I'm just taking y'all around the hood of what's going on and why I'm so like threw off when he say he's doing all this when he can just open stores and like us. We can just come to the store ourselves and spend our money with you and you get the back in. Like, make it make sense. Turn though. Keep on. Show the game. Like, look at our shit. Shit 2 up. This the 9, y'all. This the stove. Remember the smokehouse, y'all? Right here, then the candy stove. This probably Herbo was even around when the candy store right here. Oh, dad. Oh, for the grader. This shit real. 7824. If y'all know what this is, 7824 X's. This what this like kind of like real star that we in there. Like they get out. Stop talking about my bitch. Pugging this bitch. What they gonna do? What they gonna get this bitch? Get that shit flipped. Y'all know what I do. Stop playing, boy. Tell time y'all know what I do, boy. Stop playing. On Vito Grade, don't act like I ain't never put a spanking on this by myself before. On Vito Grade, no rap, no boy. I ain't need nobody, boy. Playing. On Vito talking about be down. I ain't never tried to be down. What you talking about? On Vito. Damn. Okay. We don't see who really down. Vito Grade. All this shit chat, man. Pull up, man. I'm out here. Phone up. Get off this. Ain't no shit. You didn't want to talk for the internet. I'm on the block. Pull up. You got something to say? Come talk to me face to face. Do anything wrong, it might be ass. On Photo Grade, ass, grass.
I'm cutting all ties from that shit. I don't care what you think about me. You can call me a bitch nigga 100 million times.
Yes.
I don't care. Like, I'm not even gonna feed into it. And you think I ain't had to have them uncomfortable conversations? You think told me I done left the hood and forgot about the hood and I don't take care of this and I ain't the one bonding out no more and paying for funerals. It's like, how many times I'm supposed to do for that shit? Do that shit. Like, what y'all want nigga to catch a Rico every time you go to jail for a gun charge, a violent charge?
You coming.
I'm the one coming. Like, I'm the concierge or some shit.
Never.
No,
like, never ever.
Yeah, like, and when I understood it that way, I'm like, bro, I gotta just go cold turkey. Like,